Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this don't work. Whew, we're headed back over to Don and Sandra's house. Got a couple little things we're taking care of for them. They pulled out some shelves and stuff out of the closet, and they had metal studs that the way this building is done, and it kind of tore up the drywall, so we've got to kind of fix it. You know, I always get called to fix a lot of crap. But Dak Prescott was quoted as saying that he could see Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, and Zeke Elliott being top paid players, all three. What you think about that, Mike? Can you see all three of them being top paid?
Amari Cooper maybe, but Dak Prescott, I think 30 is a good number for him.
How about Zeke?
I'm not
I mean,
sure.
we're talking about, you know,
Now,
Zeke, we're not talking like $20 million.
No, the only thing with Zeke is I don't know what the going rate is for running back.
I think it's 13 million is what 13 or 14 is what Gurley's got. Somewhere around in that number. And I could say you got to look at Zeke Elliott right now. I tell you what, here's me. And I may be crazy, and I've been told I'm crazy. But see, what I would rather do is do an extension on Zeke now. Take the contract that he has this year and next year and add like 2 more years to that. Okay? Because here's the thing. No, listen to me now. Because then you've got an out by the time he's 28. You know, a lot of people say, oh, no. Go ahead and keep him on this year and then next year do another deal. But see, you're kicking that thing down the road further when he gets closer to 30. So, you know, it's better to go ahead. Let's get him happy. Let's get him happy. Let's keep him, you know, fresh. Let's get rid of the distractions and things like that. Now,
that's probably what it is.
Okay.
Part of it is him being in the media and all that stuff, and then that's why they're not rushing.
Now, as far as Dak goes, understand,
Dak,
you know, hold on. Remember, you know, last year it was like highest paid after highest paid after highest paid when they went ahead and Jimmy freaking Garoppolo was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Jimmy Garoppolo off of 8 starts. I'm sorry. That was one of those ones that, you know, we're looking at Dak Prescott, who's played 3 years, okay? 3 years and been in the playoffs twice. What the hell did Jimmy Garoppolo get to deserve to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL?
I play with him.
Well, so did Matt Castle. But what did Matt Castle do? I tell you what has any quarterback that's played for New England done after they've left New England? That's the track record. Nothing. Exactly. You had Kirk Cousins. Kirk freaking Cousins was once the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. What has Kirk Cousins ever done to be deserved to be the highest paid? Has he ever won a playoff game? Has he ever even beat Dak Prescott? Right? We had Matty Ice was highest paid. Now, I will give you, he went to a Super Bowl, and then didn't something happen in that Super Bowl? Excuse me, I'm sorry, I was choking.
They pulled Jason Garrett.
He was highest paid, right?
That one I kind of understand.
Andrew Luck, at one point he was highest paid, and they couldn't stay healthy, right? So how is it so far-fetched that a guy that's got 32 victories in 3 years, hasn't missed a game or start, hasn't been injured, has the lowest interception rate, I think, in the history at this point in his career, has better numbers than Russell Wilson had at this point in his career, has better numbers than Troy Aikman had at this point in his career, that he could get one of those. Because here's the thing. It's funny because all of these guys were highest paid for about 5 minutes. Right? Remember when Aaron Rodgers was highest paid? It was, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers.
Whoa. He definitely didn't deserve that with his injury history they had named.
It looks like we came the wrong way. I should have stuck with the back way. Damn, traffic is jacked up here.
Is.
The traffic sucks as bad as the Washington stinking Redskins.
You know why it does?
What?
Because I think there's two off ramps right here. That's why sometimes it's backed up.
Yeah, but it's almost 12 o'clock. This is like between rush hour.
This is about the time.
Okay, so back to this thing. So then you got Russell Wilson. He got highest paid, and then you got Big Ben right behind him, and then you got Carson Wentz, who I still say has yet to win a meaningful game, is up in there. And what we know is the numbers don't go down.
30 is a good number.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying because
30.
You got Pat Mahomes is coming up. You got Phillip Rivers is coming up. You saw Mariota, and you have Winston out there. The numbers ain't going down. You might not see anymore. Starting quarterbacks under $30 million anymore. It's conceivable that is now the floor for quarterback compensation. So is that a far-fetched thing that you could have? I say top 5 in salary, personally. I say that you could have all 3 in the top 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't say highest paid.
I don't know if Dak is going to be more than Russell Wilson, but you know what? But although actually, here's the way you could look at it, because understand, when you look at quarterback careers, quarterbacks we see play until their 40s. Right? Drew Brees is going to be 41. Tom Brady's 42. Eli Manning is getting up there. You're seeing Phillip Rivers is getting up there. So you look at that and say, you know what? A quarterback should be good if he's any good, young. He should be still good and productive at 35. If you go through and say, you know what? I'm going to lock him into a number long term. It's conceivable that you could go ahead and have a contract that is $35 million a year, but say 6 years or 7 years with outs in it. Because see, we look at DeMarcus Lawrence, which is what, 102 million, right? But really, it's the guaranteed money that you look at. He's got one of the highest per year average, but really it's only a 3-year deal you can get out of. And if you do that, you can make him the highest paid one and end up having some relief where you're basically kicking those higher numbers down the road. Because think about this. This is what the Dallas Cowboys are good with. When they did Tyron Smith's contract, which was, I remember it because we met Tyron Smith and he was scared of Joe Boo. But it was a week later that he signed a $97 million contract. And people were like, the Dallas Cowboys are crazy. They're paying $97 million for an offensive tackle. It's nuts. It's nuts. But you look at that contract right now. Granted, last year's hit was $17 million, but it wasn't because of the original contract they signed. Oh, no, friends, no. It was because they kept using his contract as a kiddie, as a bank. They kept taking money out of it to restructure deals, which was great because you can have money. And they can do that with Zach Martin, by the way, too. The signing of a pen, they can grab $10 million of cap relief, just like that. So you look at Tyron Smith's contract now, he's only the 8th highest paid tackle in the NFL. 8th. But he's still arguably the best tackle when healthy in football. So maybe you do get Dak Prescott the highest per year compensation, but it's stretched out where we know that these contracts are going to go up higher and higher and higher. So let's say hypothetically he is signed to a $35 million contract.
That's way too much.
No, just listen to me now. Just listen to me.
$35 million is
Son,
too much.
I brought you in this world to take you out.
I agree with you at 30.
No. Just listen to me.
I can't listen to you because 35 is way too much.
All right, then don't listen. You guys listen to me.
It's way too
Let's
much.
say that the average on the contract, because right now, Russell Wilson's is $35 million, but this year it's only a $25 million hit. Okay? It's basically the way you maneuver the cap numbers. But let's say that this deal averages 35 a year, right? And say it's 7 years, right? Listen to me now. Listen to me. And then next year, Pat Mahomes signs a $42 million a year deal.
I think that's too much.
I'm just saying, because that's what happened. Because you can look at right now, because they said the same thing about Troy Aikman's number. Oh my God, he signed a $10 million contract for 6 years.
That's nothing at the time.
At the time, it was a lot. People were like, the Cowboys are going to go bankrupt. When they signed him to his rookie deal, they basically said, we'll see if the check will bounce or not, that they just paid Troy Aikman. Because they said it's too damn much money. Okay? When they paid Kirk Cousins, right now you look at Kirk Cousins' deal, you say, you know what? I wish we could sign Kirk Cousins that deal. But when they signed the deal at the time, they were like, man, that's crazy. So if you sign Dak Prescott to a $35 million deal year, that technically makes him the highest paid, you satisfy him. But if it's long enough, and then all of a sudden Pat Mahomes gets, say, a $42 million deal, and then you say, what's his name from Cleveland? You know, he ends up doing great in 2 or 3 years. No, not Barkley. With Cleveland Browns. Frick. Baker Mayfield. Okay, let's say in 2 years now he signs a $40-some million deal. Okay, you look at some of these other guys that are up and coming, you know, and some of these veterans and things. All of a sudden, then the quarterback market is in the 40s, and you got Dak locked down at 35. Because that's where you look at deals that were made a few years ago that look like they're team friendly now because they were made a few years ago. As you look at Russell Wilson at 35, hell, you look at Matty Ice at 30 and say that's a deal right now. But it wasn't at the time. So it's conceivable. Oh, boy. Well, traffic. I spend more of my life sitting in traffic, but at least... Well, at least it's road work as opposed to yesterday. Yesterday, oh my God. We were doing a video yesterday. No, actually we weren't. We were just, there was a truck, an Amazon truck that was on the shoulder, and a car that was parked. And a car went under it. And when I say under it, literally tell about the passenger seats was underneath of the truck. The person died on the scene, and I'm thinking when we went past it, I'm looking at it. It happened hours earlier. It didn't look like they had cut anything out to get the person out, so I'm thinking that the person was still in the car hours later. So a little traffic here. I'm okay as long as we arrive alive. But I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon.